Hello everyone, this is the Trans World Steel VHM-728. It's a vertical and a horizontal mill all wrapped up into one. This little baby is Taiwanese made. Not a bad little piece of equipment. Finding out already that most of the gibs were loose. There was a little bit of table slop back and forth. The handles all feel real nice. This mill really wasn't used all of that much. Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing original scraping on it. The table, I gave it the once over with the biax, just in two different directions. Didn't really have to do a whole heck of a lot of it. There was a small spot, I'm not going to call it rust, but it is an oxidation layer that made me take out the biax and get to it in the first place. Basically right now what I was doing was tramming the head parallel to the table here. Got a couple of parallels set up transverse to the table. I got this thing in within 1/1000th, and we're probably a good 12 inches apart here on the parallels. And I just got done tramming it, and I didn't want to bore you guys with the process, but basically we're 0 over here. I believe we're just under +1 here. Yeah, we're splitting hairs. We're 1/1000th this go around. I'm going to call that good. It took me a better part of 45 minutes or whatever to get to this point, and I'm going to call that good. I don't think it's going to get much better. The tilting feature, the bolts on that, I'm sure the head isn't closely scraped to the ram here. Maybe giving us a little bit part of it, the table may be dipped as well. I really haven't run an indicator across the table yet. I'm kind of afraid to. Not that it's in that bad a shape or anything like that. I don't know, I kind of want to still love it for a while before I start picking it apart. I'll go ahead and stop the video right this second, and then I'll plug it in and get this stuff off camera, and we'll start up here again in just a second. Well, for those interested, this is my tramming rig. Yeah, it took me all of 10 minutes to put this thing together. Add another indicator rod. I already had this hooked up to a 1/1000ths indicator. Had another clamp laying around. This precision piece of steel is a piece of plated steel. Nothing fancy, but it does the job within a 1/1000th of an inch. Just the tool I was using. Well, back to the mayhem. Okay, well, we got this thing plugged back in. I stripped the 3/8 collet back out of there, and I put the drill chuck in just so we could run this thing. It's a R8 spindle, both in the vertical, and right back here we got a horizontal spindle, R8 as well. Kind of an interesting configuration, all in the same machine. I got another machine with a similar configuration, the Industrial Light M500. Okay, well, what we got here, very nice fluid table movement. Very little backlash. You turn the screw, it starts moving the table here. Very little wear in it. There are Acme threads that move the screw back and forth. The table axis is Acme threads as well. Yeah, not too bad on the backlash on this either. Very nice. Yeah, you can still see most of the scraping and all of that good stuff. It's beautiful. This is a 100% manual mill, no power feeds anywhere, but everything indeed does work on it. There's our quill fully extended. Fully retracted. Use a screw over here on the column to disengage the wheel. Re-engage. Manual push. Very smooth, very nice. This pilot lamp here is for power. Coolant pump. It runs, but there's no coolant in the reservoir right now. I don't think I'll ever put coolant to this thing. I do have an idea though to switch this over to a air jet, possibly a coolant mister. Yeah, the coolant just wrecks these machines, and I'm not gonna do that much heavy duty work on this thing. It's not really made for that anyways. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and fire up our horizontal spindle here. This is set right now in the low speed range. We are in about 178 RPMs right now. That's in the mid-range. We're at 98 RPMs. And this is the lowest speed possible on it. It is 68 RPMs. Hear a little bit of gear whining, but not bad actually. Probably sounds better than my voice anyways. Alright, let's go up into high range here. This is the slowest speed in high range, which appears to be 400. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got 480. My eyes are getting better. Highest speed possible. That's singing. That's 800 RPMs right there. I don't think I'll ever use it in horizontal mode at 800 RPMs. That's just way too fast. Alright, well, let's set that thing back down into the low range there. Yeah, it's probably about as fast as it'll ever see me go. Especially unsupported. This doesn't have a RAM or anything like that where you could support it, so it'd be kind of useless to try and do any heavy duty stuff that way. It'd probably be pretty good for facing some stuff on the inside of it. Suppose you could even put a lathe chuck in there if you got real inventive. Want to do some turning and stuff like that at the same time. That could lead to some interesting propositions. What we'll do now is take a look up top here. We'll go ahead and bring this thing into its lowest speed. Belt change is relatively easy. Not a real good fan of their hold down system on the top, but it's effective. pretty heavy duty motor. Yeah, this thing was made in the 80s, and it still used a little bit of iron and stuff inside of them. But here we go. We're gonna fire up the vertical spindle. Oh, sorry, that was the highest speed. I'm sorry. 2,117 RPMs. High speed. We've got our stuff together before I make a video, but we're doing this one on the fly. Loose, loose. We're gonna go down to the next speed here. All right, 1,284 RPMs. A little bit of noise up top. The pulley is banging around just a little bit on the spindle star. Yeah, leaves a little bit to be desired. You can hear just a little bit of clearance in between the star and the drive number, but it's not horrible. I mean, I'd make it quieter and still may make it quieter soon. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and see if we can drop it down into a little lower speed here. Sounds pretty tame here. 746 RPMs. Got a pretty good range right there. Most of the end mills will run or whatever, probably this speed and slower. You have some small end mills that may run just a tad bit faster, but it seems to like to run right there. We'll go ahead and put it into the lowest speed just for giggles here. Okay, fellas, this is the lowest speed attainable, 397 RPMs. Noise kind of goes away as you press the kind of lever here, like right up at the top there. Just probably changes the path slightly inside of the core of the pulley, but yeah, all in all, I'm very, very pleased with it. Runs on 110 volts. The knee moves up, down, very, very nice. Not a lot of effort. I adjusted the table gibs and just the slightest amount of drag on it. And just, I'm still up to lunch whether or not I think I am going to adjust these gibs just to tighten this stuff up. Yeah, this thing is not suitable at all for climb milling or anything like that. It's too light for that, even if it's all tightened up. But you run it the way it's supposed to be run, it'd be a really useful little tool. So it did pretty good, considering what I got with it and all that good stuff. Well, there's my review of the VHM-728. 2 thumbs up. I'll show some machining when I get down to it after I actually adjust the gibs. But right now I'm pleased. Thanks for watching.